Hello viewers, I'm your host Pratiksha Mishra with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show. India, the world's largest democracy, remains steadfast in its commitment to peace and diplomacy even amidst relentless provocation. In the wake of the decisive success of Operation Sindoor, New Delhi has once again embraced the power of democratic unity and global engagement. All-party parliamentary delegations have been dispatched to key capitals around the world with one clear and unwavering message: zero tolerance for terrorism.
India's strategy is unequivocal: to speak with one united voice, transcending party lines, and reveal the truth about Pakistan's role in exporting terrorism to the global community. These bipartisan delegations, comprising leaders from both the ruling party and the opposition, are delivering a powerful and consistent message. Terrorism knows no borders, and those who sponsor it must be held accountable. From Washington to Brussels, Tokyo to Moscow, Indian lawmakers are presenting compelling evidence of Pakistan's direct involvement in cross-border terrorism. Their case goes beyond India's borders, highlighting how this menace threatens global peace and security.
Members of parliament from different political parties came together with one voice: zero tolerance to terrorism. And the message was loud and clear from the Indian side. To our Japanese friends, to the diplomatic community, to the media, they went everywhere with one voice. This is a great achievement.
7 teams, including members from both ruling and opposition parties, are visiting nearly 33 countries to advance this cause.
Pakistan has remained in denial. There has been absolutely no conviction, no serious criminal prosecution, no attempt to dismantle the terror infrastructure in that country, and the persistence of safe havens. So from our point of view, this is it. You do this, you're going to get this back.
In addition to engaging with foreign governments, these delegations are actively collaborating with think tanks, media organizations, and human rights groups. Their efforts aim to shine a spotlight on acts of infiltration, attacks on innocent civilians, and the use of terror as a deliberate state policy, thereby rallying international support against terrorism in all its forms.
We were all absolutely shocked at the terrible terrorist attack, and particularly its brutality 1 month ago. And everyone in the UAE condemns it and expresses our full solidarity with the families, with the people of India, with the government in this difficult time. We very strongly believe that terror is unacceptable, whatever form it takes, and whatever ideological or religious basis it may claim to have. And we all have a responsibility to stand against it.
Terrorist attack is very bad. Killing the innocent civilians, visiting the tourist site, nothing to do with the international conflict or nothing to do with religious conflict. This kind of attack should be condemned very severely.
India's approach underscores its unwavering commitment to peace, diplomacy, and upholding international norms. While Pakistan continues to weave false narratives, India stands firm with irrefutable facts. In this crucial contest for global perception, India's soft power emerges as a formidable force, proving that diplomacy and truth can be mightier than the sword.
The heads of our states have always worked together when it comes to important issues, whether it's of global importance or which is of interest to India and Russia. So it becomes very important at this point to reach out to Russia when we have been facing terror attacks time and again.
The April 22nd terror attack in Pahalgam, which claimed 26 innocent lives, shook the world. This tragic incident led to military escalation between India and Pakistan, highlighting the ongoing struggle against terrorism. Although the borders have since remained quiet, India's fight against terrorism continues steadfastly on the diplomatic front, aiming to unite the global community for a greater cause.
I assure the delegation that Guyana stands unequivocally with India. We are against terrorism, and we believe that all those who perpetrate terroristic acts must be brought to justice.
We feel so sad regarding such a terrorism. Nobody supports such a terrorism. We also know that for a long time Pakistan supported so-called cross-border terrorism. So this time, of course, we are not sure whether this terrorism was because of cross-border terrorism or indigenous terrorism. Anyway, this kind of terrorism nobody supports. I guess most of the Korean people fully stand with the Indians.
Many nations have suffered from acts of terror, be it the 9/11 attacks in the United States or the Hamas attack in Israel in 2023. These tragedies underscore the urgent need for global unity to effectively combat terrorism.
As Bangladesh grapples with political turmoil, the call for swift elections is reaching a fever pitch. With public frustration mounting over delays in holding general elections, demands for democratic restoration are growing louder. A senior advisor to former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia has joined the chorus calling for swift polls backed by the military as the interim government under Muhammad Yunus faces accusations of stalling and overstepping its mandate. We have a report.
Amid escalating political uncertainty in Bangladesh, a senior advisor to former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia has called for swift general elections to restore democratic governance. Speaking to ANI, retired Major General Fazl Ilahi Akbar, Defence and Security Advisor to the Bangladesh Nationalist Party chairperson, highlighted public frustration over delays in the electoral process, emphasizing that citizens are desperate for an elected government. The sooner the elections are held, the better it is for the country, he stressed. Major political parties including the BNP and Jamaat-e-Islami have demanded polls by December 2025, a call backed by Bangladesh Army Chief General Wakar-uz-Zaman, who urged elections by year end. However, the Muhammad Yunus-led interim government has proposed a vague timeline, suggesting elections only after reforms are completed, potentially as late as June 2026.
You know that people of this country for the last 16 years have not had the scope to vote freely. And obviously the expectations of the people are very high. Today, who are over 35, 36 years old, they have never voted in their lifetime.
In an unprecedented turn of events, rumors swirled in May 2025 that Yunus was contemplating resignation amid pressure to expedite elections. The speculation began after advisor Nahid Islam suggested post-meeting that Yunus might step down, only for the Nobel laureate to clarify he had no such intention. Yunus has faced criticism from political parties and the military, with the latter accusing the interim government of making unilateral security decisions, such as a proposed humanitarian corridor, without consultation. Critics have also slammed the administration's ban on the Awami League, led by former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, arguing it undermines the prospects of free and fair elections.
Well, I must say one thing. The question about Muhammad Yunus resigning was a complete drama. He had no intention of resigning at all. And in fact, he never said himself that he would resign. So, rather than doing elections immediately, the interim regime led by Muhammad Yunus had been doing all kinds of reforms, making committees and, launching cases against Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and then even banning her party, which he doesn't have the authority to do.
The current crisis stems from the dramatic events of August 5, 2024, when Hasina's government was toppled by massive protests. Initially sparked by opposition to a controversial job quota system, the demonstrations led by students evolved into a mass movement against Hasina, who had been elected Prime Minister for a fourth term in January 2024. Following her flight to India, the military led by General Wakar-uz-Zaman backed Yunus's appointment as chief advisor to lead an interim government tasked with holding elections as soon as possible. However, the administration's focus on reforms and alignment with Islamist parties like Jamaat-e-Islami has left its mandate unfulfilled, fueling public and political frustration.
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
Yokohama is adorned with lush greenery and vibrant flowers. From spring to autumn, colorful roses brighten the city, creating a refreshing atmosphere. A top spot to enjoy them is the Yokohama English Garden, where visitors stroll under the arches draped in blooming roses and vines.
バラを中心とした英国式庭園と言っておりまして、バラだけでなく様々な種類の植物を植えておりますので、1年通して四季折々いろんな姿を楽しめる庭園となっております。累計入園者数ついに150万人を突破いたしまして、これからも愛されるガーデンを目指してしっかり管理していきたいと思っております。おすすめのバラは、花小紋という品種になります。と見ていただきますように、一重咲きの小さい小ぶりのピンク色の花が咲きまして、枝一面に咲いてくれるので、上の方から下にしだれさせるように誘引しております。ですので、バラに囲まれるような写真が撮れるということで、フォトスポットとしても今結構人気になってきております。
During this season, many spots around the Yokohama harbor are adorned with stunning roses, collectively known as the Garden Necklace of Roses. Harbor View Park features a rose garden with a fountain and offers beautiful views of the city. The rose, Yokohama's official flower, is cherished by locals. Yokohama's flowers and greenery bring joy to both residents and visitors. This soothing atmosphere will continue through to Green Expo 2027, where the city's natural beauty will be celebrated. Almost 90 years on from the Spanish Civil War, a set of artworks held by the Franco regime have been returned to their rightful owners. At a ceremony at Madrid's Prado Museum, 7 paintings which had belonged to Civil War Republican politician and Madrid Mayor Pedro Rico were formally handed over to his granddaughter after decades scattered across 5 different museums. Spain's culture minister Ernest Utasun described the handover as an important moment of justice and reparation. When Civil War broke out in 1936, works of art were seized from wealthy families across Spain, ostensibly to protect the valuable works from damage. But in the Franco dictatorship that followed, thousands of pieces were not returned to their owners and ended up scattered across museums and public institutions. The works include jewelry, tableware, ceramics, textiles, and liturgical ornaments, as well as paintings, sculptures, and furniture. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian arrived in Muscat on Monday for a 2-day official visit, welcomed with an official ceremony by Oman's Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said. This marks Pezeshkian's first visit to Oman since taking office, reflecting the strong ties between Tehran and Muscat. The leaders will discuss strengthening cooperation in economic, political and cultural fields, along with key regional and international issues including Middle East tensions and Gulf security. Oman's role as a regional mediator may be reinforced through this visit, which is expected to lead to new agreements in trade, energy and investment.
Moving on. In Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, a sudden government crackdown on crushing plants has plunged thousands into unemployment and brought all construction activity to a halt. As inflation bites harder and essential services falter, locals warn of an impending economic catastrophe. Calls for urgent intervention are growing louder.
In Muzaffarabad, the capital of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, families are staring at an uncertain future. The abrupt shutdown of crushing plants by local authorities has devastated livelihoods, particularly for daily wage workers in the construction sector. With no prior notice on phased plan, this sweeping action has crippled infrastructure development in the region. Amid rising inflation and economic instability, the shutdown has only deepened the misery of families already struggling to survive.
इस चीज़ को सब जानते हैं कि जो भी वजह है इसको उपन्न है, ये कोई छुपी लुकी बात तो है ही नहीं है। तो इस बारे में गवर्नमेंट को भी पता है, जो जज साहिबान हैं उनको भी पता है, तो जो हवा में उनको भी पता है। तो ये सब मिलके इस जो मसले का हल निकालना चाहिए। यहाँ पे कुछ प्लाट ऐसे हैं कि जिनने गिरद गुबार के लिए पानी का बंदोबस्त किया हुआ है। तो यही चीज़ पाकिस्तान में भी है, उनने भी पानी का बंदोबस्त किया हुआ है। उन मशीनों को पे पानी वो लगा रहे हैं जिससे वो गिरद गुबार काबू में आ रहा है। तो जो मशीनों में पानी नहीं लग रहा है वो खुश्क चल रहा है, उनकी जो गिरद गुबार वाकई उससे हवा मुतासर होती है। तो मशीनों वालों को चाहिए कि वो जो जहाँ जहाँ उनको पानी का बंदोबस्त हो सके वहाँ पे प्लांट लगा के, यहाँ पानी अगर दूर है तो पैप के ज़रिए से पानी ला के उस गिरद गुबार को वो काबू कर सकते हैं। तो ये मैं गुजारिश मशीन वालों से भी करूँगा कि वो भी इस चीज़ पे तवज्जो दें, जिससे आवाम मुतासर ना हो और इसमें बच्चे बूढ़े उनके लिए मुश्किलात पैदा ना हो।
Locals claimed that many plants had already installed dust control systems using water sprays, a practice standard in regions like Margala and even internationally in places like Muscat and Dubai. Yet, in POJK, these efforts are being dismissed and plants are being forcibly shut down.
जो मौलियात का कह रहे हैं, ये जो अदारे हमारे मदनियात वाले या दूसरे अदालतें कह रही हैं कि मौलियात डिस्टर्ब हो रही है, हमारे ख़राब हो रही है, तो ये इस्लामाबाद एक दारो खिलाफ है, उसमें भी ये मशीनें चल रही हैं। मरगला में और पाकिस्तान के पूरी दुनिया में मस्कत दुबई जाएँ ये क्रश मशीनें चलती हैं। वहाँ रूल कानून बनाए जाते हैं, उस रूल के मुताबिक वो अमल दरामद करते हैं। यहाँ एक बंदा पाकिस्तान से ब्लाक लेके आएगा, उसको 200 रुपये ब्लाक पड़ेगा। क्रश वहाँ से लेके आ गए तो यहाँ अगर 20,000 की या 15,000 की क्रश लेके वो मकान नहीं बना सकता। 8 से 10 लाख आदमी बेरोजगार हो चुका है यहाँ आज़ाद कश्मीर में। रमज़ान में लेबर के लिए पेमेंट ही नहीं थी ठेकेदारों के पास।
The fallout has been catastrophic. Block factories are shut, private construction is stalled, and thousands of workers are now without jobs or pay. Meanwhile, Pakistan's broader economic crisis, fueled by decades of debt, corruption and mismanagement, has left Islamabad unable or unwilling to support POJK. Inflation has made essentials like food and fuel unaffordable. Power outages are routine, access to clean drinking water is limited, basic infrastructure lies neglected. For residents of POJK, the message is clear: they are being exploited, not supported. While the region continues to contribute resources to Pakistan's economy, it receives little in return. Years of neglect have sparked rising anger and increasing calls for autonomy, justice, and meaningful reform. This latest crackdown is more than just an administrative decision. It is a symptom of a broken system that has long failed the people of POJK.
India has rich biodiversity and wildlife, with ecosystems supporting tigers, elephants, rhinos, and countless other species. In the northeast, Assam is home to the iconic one-horned rhinoceros, a symbol of its identity and heritage. While Kaziranga National Park is famed for rhino conservation, the smaller Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary, known as Mini Kaziranga, also plays a vital role in protecting and preserving these majestic animals. Just 30 miles from Guwahati in Assam's Morigaon district lies the charming Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary. Though small in size, it's big in wildlife wonders. Nicknamed Mini Kaziranga for its dense one-horned rhino population, Pobitora offers thrilling safaris where visitors can soak in scenic landscapes and watch these majestic creatures roam freely in their natural habitat.
The ecology here in Pobitora is really very well, and one more thing is they have conserved this place very neatly to the maximum what they can do, and still maintaining the flow of the rhinos, taking care of them, conserving them, and also making sure that the tourists who come also gets the good experience.
हमारा सेंचुरी का एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छा था। हमने पास से एक राइनो पानी में देखा, एक गेंडा पानी में देखा, एक माँ और बेटा गेंडा देखा, और बहुत सारे गेंडे पास से जा रहे थे, कोई भी हार्मफुल नहीं था, सब कुछ बहुत शांति से अपना अपना खाना खा रहे थे। हाथी बहुत पास से देखा, बहुत सारे पक्षी देखे जो माइग्रेट होके आए हुए हैं, और वो जो फॉरेस्ट भी था, जंगल बहुत अच्छे से साफ रखा था।
Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary, covering just 15 square miles, is home to an impressive population of around 107 rhinos. Once on the brink of extinction, this sanctuary has become a vital refuge, showcasing a remarkable conservation success. Hosting such a dense rhino population in a compact area is truly extraordinary. Rigorous protection measures ensure these majestic creatures continue to thrive safely.
The Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary was first notified in 1998 as Wildlife Sanctuary, comprising an area of about 38.81 square kilometer, out of which about 16 square kilometer is rhino bearing area. We are actually enforcing law and protection, everything is on in this area only. We have 107 rhino population along with other mammals.
Rhinos are unique creatures weighing between 1800 and 2500 kilograms with thick, rigged skin that acts like natural armor. Their long, strong horn distinguishes them from other animals. As grass eaters, they spend much of their time near water, helping maintain ecological balance by clearing grass and keeping wetlands open. Rhino conservation is a joint effort by the government and NGOs like Aranyak, which work on awareness, monitoring, research and data collection to protect these majestic animals.
We are basically assisting and complementing the effort of our government. So in that process, we have been supporting with equipments. It could be motorbikes, it could be vehicles, it could be walkie-talkie sets, solar panels, etc. We are also working with the communities, local communities, because the support of the local communities are very vital, and it is because of the support of the local communities the rhino conservation is getting success in Assam.
Assam is home to 80% of the world's greater one-horned rhinoceros population. From just around 1500 rhinos in the 1980s, their numbers have soared to over 4014 today, a remarkable increase of nearly 170%. This extraordinary achievement is a testament to the relentless efforts of the state's forest department and the unwavering support of local communities.
Populations are increasing because the death rate is less than the birth rate. And it is possible because the poaching has been contained. So as such, our populations are increasing. Our government has already started thinking, to spread the population to other areas.
Saving the rhino means more than protecting a single species. It's about preserving our nature, safeguarding the environment, and securing a legacy for future generations. Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary stands as a powerful example that when government, organizations, and communities unite, even the most daunting challenges can be overcome. Together, these sanctuaries stand as powerful testaments to India's commitment to wildlife conservation, ensuring that future generations can continue to marvel at the one-horned rhinoceros in its natural habitat. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Till then, goodbye and take care.